Hi there, my name is Chantal and I am a performer, an international author and speaker, and a consciousness facilitator. And I've got a question for you. Do you feel that you've been born to something greater in your life? Do you feel that there's something inside of you that's busting to come out to change the world? Now, whether or not you know exactly what it is, when will you be ready to bring your gifts and talents to the world? Next year? Next month? Right now? And if you're not ready to bring all of you to the world, what is stopping you? Is it lack of resources, lack of money, lack of support, lack of self-confidence? What is it? What is stopping you? Well, I have an idea of what is really stopping you, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. But first, I want to tell you a story of when I hit my rock bottom, and it had actually all to do with my mission and purpose on this planet. So, once upon a time, there was me, and as far back as I can remember, I knew that there was something inside of me that was here to do something really, really special. I was going to change the world in some way and just make it a better place. And that pretty much moved me through my life into my 20s. And I took a fantastic course where I was able to put words to what that feeling was, so that I literally had a purpose, a mission statement for my life, and a vision of what I wanted my life to be. And I thought, fantastic, I'm ready to go, ready to change the world. And it was a really wonderful feeling to be able to feel like I knew what I wanted to do with my life. The only problem was, or at least that was one of the problems, was that I'm a very creative person. At this point of time, I literally have about 9 or 11 marketable skills that can actually bring me money if I decided to use them. I was a performer, musical theatre performer, loved singing and dancing and acting, and I had that side of my life. I was also naturally talented at healing and energy medicine, so I started a practice in that because that was creating lots of change for my clients. And I loved both of those things. But plus, I felt that there was even more that I wanted to give to the world, so I thought, great, I'm going to write a book. So those were only 3 things that were going on for my life at that point, but I had other interests that I absolutely loved, and trying to divide my time between all of them, my life started just getting quite overwhelming, because I'm the kind of person who likes to give 100% to everything that I'm doing, be it performing, be it to my clients, being to time that I need to write what it is that I want to bring out into the world. But having this mission for my life, I started feeling that, wait, I need to choose one thing so that I can put 100% of my energy into that thing. And oh my goodness, I literally from that point started controlling my life down into this very limited block where I would have a certain number of clients and I would try to get a certain amount of work as a performer so that I could still focus on, you know, my mission of writing and creating this book. But in so doing, I controlled it into 0. Literally on all sides. My clients started disappearing, my performance work started disappearing, and I had absolutely no inspiration for the book because I would start writing and it was so all over the place that I really had the idea that I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And because the acting and the clients were my source of income, the bank balance was, well, 0 as well. And I don't know if you found yourself in that position where you've had to ask your parents to help you pay for your rent. I know that was one of my low points. And I would think that, oh, well, maybe the next month would be better. And then the next month would be worse. And the debt started piling up. That credit card really worked over time until there was nothing left there. And suddenly it was like my life had literally ground to a halt, where nothing was happening. And I had such low self-esteem as well, because every single day that I felt I wasn't moving closer towards my mission, So every day I wasn't writing, I would judge myself for it and make myself wrong for it and feel really, really bad for it. I was, literally in a poo pile. And because I also wasn't getting performance gigs, I started saying, well, gosh, I really mustn't be good enough for that. So maybe I should be focusing more of my attention on my energy work. But deep down, my mission was really about creating joy for other people and showing them how it is that they can create joy for themselves easily. That was what I felt I was wanting to do on the planet. But my life at that point in time was so crappy that I was looking around and thinking, well, how can I impart any kind of wisdom to anybody else when my life looks like crap, really? So you can imagine I was really using my mission and my purpose to beat myself up every single day. Things were not looking good. And I remember so clearly the day that I hit rock bottom. Now picture it, 120 k's per hour, driving on the highway in Johannesburg, but not quite driving, because I'm driving uphill and then coasting downhill because I don't have any money to get to my next appointment. It was bad. It was so bad. And I'm in the car. I am screaming at God, at the universe, at anybody who would listen to me. And I was screaming and shouting and saying, I don't understand what is going on. I'm doing everything right. I'm being divinely inspired by this purpose and this mission that I feel I need to bring to the world. Why do I feel like I'm getting absolutely no support? Why is my life like this? It's just one constant struggle after another. And even when I asked for a sign, I would get sad. I just couldn't do it anymore. There I was. If you'd been on the highway that day and looking to the side and seeing me, it would have been quite something to behold. But I'd had enough. And that day ended with me face down in my couch going, I actually don't think I can carry on. I can't go on any longer. I've been struggling so much. And yeah, let's just finish this now. I'm done. Thanks very much. And the thing about hitting rock bottom, I don't know if you've been there yourself, but this space starts opening up around you because you just can't struggle and fight anymore. You just have given up. You're surrendering. And in that space, it's such a beautiful, sacred moment. It's such a gift. I started seeing my life in a totally different way. Of all the places where I consider myself a failure, all the places where I was getting no, everywhere where nothing seemed to be supporting me, where I wasn't getting any clear message as to what it is that I needed to do with my life, I realized that being able to bring me into the world had nothing to do with trying to find proof of how awesome I am in the world. And in fact, wherever I had experienced failure and disappointment, those were the exact moments that I had abandoned myself, that I had rejected myself, that if something didn't go my way, I would just look at me and kind of go, well, look, see, proves you're not good enough, you can't do this, you're not supposed to be doing this, and walking away. I had so much judgment for myself. And in that space, I realized that nothing was going to change in my life until I got behind me, until I was able to look at myself without judgment and without a sense of, you need to be better, you need to do better. None of that. I needed to be with me with no judgment. I needed to be my own biggest supporter, my own biggest fan, my own biggest investor, and my greatest friend. And it was there in that space, because I wanted to change, I wanted my life to change so drastically, and I was determined to change it in that moment, because there really wasn't a choice in that space. It was, are you going to end this now, or are you going to carry on? And I decided in that moment, I'm going to carry on, but I'm going to change the way that I live my life and the way I do this life. And in that space, in that moment, I made the decision and I made the commitment that no matter what my life looked like on the outside, no matter how many no's I got, no matter how many people didn't understand what it was that I was trying to do, I would always be there for me. So my life really started taking on a totally different quality, where I was able to recognize my gifts and contribution to the world as I am before I do anything. Before I create a product, before I created a business, before I go out and sing for a show, etc. It was about me standing with me. And the minute that happened, everything in my life started changing. My life just became joyful. My life was happy. I had so much love. I had time for a relationship. So many things started changing in my life because I was there. And yes, I did kind of fall off the rails sometimes, but it always just brought me back to me, and me not judging myself for anything that I'd ever done before, and just starting again in that space, one step at a time. It's been the most beautiful process, and it's been the most wonderful learning experience for me, because I'm literally teaching myself every single day. And that is why I've decided to create this fantastic course called Ignite Your Essential Awesomeness. And in this course, not only do I give you a way of finding out what your core message is, you know, that thing, that feeling that you know just wants to bust out and go and change the world. Not only do we put words to that particular feeling so that you can get a sense of, yes, wow, this is what I'm about, this is what I can bring to the world. I also use my involutions, tools and processes to be able to reframe the way that you see any obstacle that you have in your life right now. So those may be obstacles in terms of things standing in your way in your career, in your relationships, in money. The Ignite Your Essential Awesomeness course really is unlike any course that you may have had before. Yes, we find out what your core message is, because we're human. We need to work with images and words, right? But once we've established that and established where it is that you want to go and created that vision that you've had for your life and for the planet, we start working vibrationally to get you into that new way of being, so that everything that you attempt to do starts coming to you with a lot more ease and with a lot less struggle. Because it has been said, and I do totally agree, that no problem can be solved on the level that it was created. And in the same way, if you're wanting to create a bigger vision for yourself, because you are a visionary, right? Get that into your head right now. You are a visionary. So if you have this amazing vision for your life and for how it could be, you can't put it in your future, because then you will never get there, right? You can't reduce it to goals and to action plans and of I must do this, I have to do this, because then you literally be flogging yourself with your purpose. So what we do is we start bringing that vision into yourself, so that you start to embody that vision, and you literally start broadcasting to the rest of the world what it is that you are about. And it's such an amazing experience, because suddenly you'll create experiences around you that support you, that start really validating you and what it is that you're able to give to this world. So once again, the course is called Ignite Your Essential Awesomeness. Yep, Ignite Your Essential Awesomeness. And I'm not going to give you these inflated promises about how your life is going to change. It is going to change. That I know. But it's only going to change if you are ready to step out into the world right now, make some really fundamental changes, And it's only going to change if you are prepared to commit to yourself and your next steps in this journey of your life, right? And along with me and the tools that I can bring and my essential awesomeness that I will bring to you in our course, you will be ready to fly at the end of the course. How many projects and products and services do you have inside of you? How many books have you not written because you were too scared to do that? The time is right. The time is right now for you to drop all of that stuff, to get rid of the fear and bust out of your own boundaries, because it is only you that's standing in the way of a magnificent life. So step up, be the visionary that this world needs, and come and join us, come and play. Start to create that life that you've always known is possible, because it is. It really is. So I hope to see you then. Thank you.